They were among the most feared fighters of the ancient world, trained to survive brutal combat, conditioned to endure pain most people couldn't imagine. But the real secret to their strength wasn't their sword, wasn't their armor, it was their food. And what they ate might surprise you. Welcome to Ancient Recipe Feasts. Today we're traveling back to ancient Rome, around 100 AD, to uncover the real diet of Roman gladiators. Not the Hollywood version, not the meat-heavy warrior fantasy, but what historical evidence actually suggests they ate. And the truth is far simpler than you expect. First, let's understand who gladiators actually were. Many were slaves, some were prisoners of war, others were criminals sentenced to fight, and surprisingly, a few were volunteers seeking fame and fortune. Once inside a gladiator training school called a ludus, their lives became strictly controlled. Training, sleep, medical care, and most importantly, their food. The foundation of the gladiator diet was incredibly simple: barley and beans. Ancient sources even recorded that gladiators were nicknamed hordearii, meaning barley men. Not warriors, not champions, barley men. This humble grain formed the backbone of their daily meals. So why barley? Why not meat? Barley is rich in complex carbohydrates, providing steady energy for long training sessions. Beans and lentils added plant-based protein and fiber. Together, they created a filling, energy-dense diet ideal for endurance and recovery. Evidence also suggests gladiators may have maintained slightly higher body fat levels than other athletes. This could have helped protect against superficial cuts during combat, while still allowing mobility. Their meals likely included vegetables common in Roman kitchens: onions, leeks, cabbage, along with dried fruits and olive oil when available. Simple foods, affordable foods, but nutritionally effective. And then there's something even more unusual: ash. Historical sources and archaeological studies suggest gladiators consumed drinks containing plant ash. This may sound strange, but plant ash contains calcium and minerals important for bone strength. Analysis of gladiator skeletons found unusually high calcium levels, supporting the idea that mineral-rich drinks were part of their recovery routine. While wealthy Romans enjoyed elaborate feasts with meat, fish, and wine, gladiators continued eating barley. This wasn't just about nutrition, it was also about control. The gladiator schools regulated everything, including food, ensuring fighters remained strong but disciplined. Most days followed a predictable pattern: morning, barley porridge with legumes; midday, smaller portions with vegetables; evening, the largest meal after training. Day after day, week after week, simple, consistent, effective. Before major arena fights, however, some sources suggest gladiators were occasionally given richer meals. This may have included meat, wine, or additional calories, possibly for morale and energy. But these were exceptions. The core diet remained barley and beans. What makes this fascinating is how modern this approach sounds: high complex carbohydrates, plant-based protein, mineral supplementation, structured recovery. If you presented this framework to a modern sports nutritionist, they might recognize it as a reasonable, endurance-focused diet. Without knowing it, Roman trainers had developed an early performance nutrition system. The gladiators are long gone. The Colosseum stands silent, but the food that fueled them still exists. Barley, humble, simple, powerful. Sometimes history's strongest fighters didn't eat like kings, they ate like survivors. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, subscribe for more forgotten meals from history. Next episode, we're stepping aboard the year 1912 to recreate the final first-class dinner served on the Titanic. This has been Forgotten Feasts and one of the ancient recipes. I'll see you at the table.